Hello everybody, Synergy here, and today I am bringing you a After Effects tutorial. So if you would like to learn how to do this, then stick around and let's roll the intro and we'll jump straight into the tutorial. Okay, so to do this scope effect, first thing you want to do is obviously open up After Effects and drag your clip or import your clip into After Effects. Once you've done that, you want to take your clip and you want to drag and drop it into your composition just like that. And you want to trim the clip down a bit, so I think I'm good with right here. So to do that, you can press Alt and close square brackets, and that will trim the start of the clip, or Alt and close brackets to trim the end of the clip. So we're just going to drag that to the beginning of our timeline. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to find obviously the kill that you want to do this scope effect for. So for me, I think on the last kill here is probably the best one to do, because he's in the scope for quite a while there, and the longer you're in the scope for with this effect, the better it's going to look, so just bear that in mind as well. So once you've found that, you can do all your syncing and stuff like that first. I'd probably advise you to sync it up first if you're doing it to music and whatnot. But once you've done all that, for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm not going to sync it. But once you've found, the sort of point where you want it to be, what you're going to want to do is press Ctrl and D with the clip highlighted, and that's going to duplicate the layer. So you've now got two of them. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to get to about this point, and then use the page up and page down keys to sort of fine tune it. And what you want to do is you're looking for this point right here, so the scope doesn't actually get any bigger. So from there to there, that's the biggest the scope is going to be, and that's what you want. You don't want it to get bigger in the next frame. So when you press page down, you don't want it to get bigger than it is now. So once you've done that, you can trim the top clip again by pressing Alt and square bracket. And then you want to come to where he scopes out of the clip, so here. And again, use the page up and page down to fine tune it. So you're looking for this point right here. So we'll go to this frame. Alt and close brackets to trim the end of the clip there. You're then going to want to click on this bottom layer, press Ctrl Shift D, and that will split the clip. And again, come to here, click on the bottom layer. You can zoom in as well, just to make sure you're on the mark. And you can also go over to edit split layer as well, and that does basically the same thing. Then what you can do with this little middle bit here is you can just go ahead and delete that, because you don't need that anymore. And you then have to make this part where the scope is, where the effect is going to go, you want to make that 3D. So to do that, you'll have this little window here. If yours doesn't look like this and it looks like this, you want to hit F4 on your keyboard, and that will toggle between the modes, just like that. So you want to make this a 3D layer. That way you can have it spin in any direction you want. It doesn't really matter. That's all personal preference. So what you want to do is zoom in a little bit and just get it right at the beginning of your clip. And you're going to go up here and get the ellipse tool. Now the ellipse tool, when you just drag and drop like that, it's going to it's not a perfect circle, right? And that's not what you want. So we can go ahead and delete that mask. So what you want to do is you hold shift when you do it, and that will help you draw a perfect circle. You can then move this mask around to sort of fit the scope however you see fit. You know, if you want the outline of the scope, you can make it a little bit bigger, but I generally think it looks better just like that, just inside the scope sort of thing. So now once you've done that, you've got this all masked. What you want to do is come and click on this clip and highlight it, and you want to hit R on your keyboard. And now, as you can see, if I change any of these, I can have it sort of rotate any position any way I like. So what you want to do to animate this, so if we go on the Y rotation and click this little stopwatch, that'll make a keyframe. Then if we come near to the end, I find it's always a bit better to leave a little bit of a gap here, so that this will be the finish, and then you've got like a little bit of time before it ends the effect. I think that just looks a little bit better, but again, this is all personal preference. You can put this wherever you like. So now to do a full rotation, we can either type 360 here in the left box, and as you can see that adds a 1, or we can simply just add 1 there, and again that will make it do a full rotation just like that. So if I play that back now, that's what it will look like, and that's cool, that looks good. But you can even go beyond that and mess around with the scale. So again, because it's a 3D layer, you've got all sorts of, you know, different options here. So what you want to do at the start is hit that little stopwatch. Now what I find useful is if you hit U on your keyboard, you will get all the keyframes that you have made. So we have the rotation one here. Now with the scale at the start, we make that 0, it practically disappears. And if we come just before this rotation one or after it, depends what sort of effect you're going for, but for the purpose of this tutorial we'll go a little bit just before, and we bump the scale back up to 100. You can see it's already added a keyframe for us, and that is essentially the effect done. So now if I play that back to you, and that is what your effect is looking like. So when you've got it all synced up and everything like that, it looks really nice. And again, there's loads of different options you can do with this. So again, if we hit R on the keyboard, we can have it spin in different ways as well. So we do the Z rotation, for example, and put that as a full rotation. You can make loads of different effects to match whatever sort of theme you're going for. But that's basically it, guys. That's how to do this very simple but very good looking scope effect for montages and things like that, little edits that you might be working on. So yeah, I hope this tutorial helps. If it did help you out, leave a like on the video and make sure you hit that subscribe button. If there's any other tutorials you'd like to see, make sure you leave that down in the comments below, and I shall do my best to get that done for you. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.